Don't mess with the Zohan? Looks like Adam Sandler's kids do, in fact, want to do just that. I'm Sasha Pearl Raver, and this is Screen Junkies News. Adam Sandler appeared on The Ellen Show recently and admitted to her what we've all been thinking. Even his kids hate his movies. Apparently his children, who are 8 and 10 years old, beg to watch his films, but when he shows them to him, he says, quote, "I'd say about 20 minutes in, I see them tuning out, and then I hear them. They're nervous to say it, but can we watch something else?" Yep, this just proves that old Hollywood maxim. They can't all be Billy Madison. Well, with me to discuss the grand Adam Sandler oeuvre, I have Paris Lay and Daniel Radford.
Hello.
All right, kids. Even watching that brief clip of Don't Mess with the Zohan, I was like, oh, I even hate your wig. So, first of all, what movies do you think he's even showing his children? Like, what's an appropriate child-friendly Adam Sandler movie?
Click, maybe? Is
Click, bedtime stories. I mean, maybe Billy Madison.
I feel like when I was younger,
on the edge, you can be like, oh, this will be the bad movie I let you guys watch kind of a thing. But yeah, so I don't know if that's necessarily like hating his films or just the fact that you can't get kids to pay attention to anything that's not loud and colorful at that age. So it may not just be like his films are bad. It's just like trying to get a child to watch something that doesn't have like a bright, loud minion on it in 2017 is really hard.
You have kids, right?
Yes, yeah.
So if you were to show your children something and you're like, here's Daddy, don't you think they'd be like, Daddy?
Yeah, I will say this. Even some of the stuff I do, which I'm very proud of, even some of their stuff, they're just like, yeah, okay, Dad, like just kind of a thing. Like my daughter hit me with something recently the other day. She's just like, her mind always goes to like, oh, like I do comedy, I'm black. She's like, why can't you be more like Kevin Hart? And I'm just like,
hilariously though. Wait, but have you seen Dave Chappelle's special?
Yeah, it's a great line.
Yeah. That in common.
Yeah, kids, they love Kevin Hart. I think it's because they're all the same height.
It's a height differential thing. They just feel like it's like why they look animals too. They can like see right at their eye level. Okay, so but going back to Adam Sandler in general, would you show your children an Adam Sandler movie?
I can't think of one where I'm like, let's watch this Adam Sandler movie. Like maybe like my daughter, she's like 12 now, so maybe Big Daddy. I think she'd get something out of that. I think it has some laughs for her. I mean, maybe Click, but even that's a bad movie still. Like, but a bunch of the other stuff is just like a little too raunchy for her right now. Like some of his better films are a little too raunchy. So it's like I can only think of just like Big Daddy, maybe.
Big Daddy starring Cole Sprouse from Riverdale.
I feel like I watched Waterboy when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I turned out fine.
I think you turned out great, girl. The Waterboy is actually, I mean, that's the thing. If we go back, The Waterboy, Billy Madison, even Big Daddy, like those are good movies.
Yeah, he had a nice run. He really did. Like,
does Adam Sandler even care anymore? Like, does he care with these like 8 Netflix movies that he's doing? What do you think, Danielle?
It's interesting to me because he did that movie Funny People with the Apatow.
Yeah.
Apatow. And he basically like made fun of all of the movies he's ever made in that movie. And I think a lot of critics at the time were like, oh, it's Adam Sandler. He's going to start to go back to like Punch Drunk Love and Spanglish and some of his more critically acclaimed movies. And, you know, this is kind of him, you know, making fun of himself, but also signing off to that. And then like he immediately went back to doing those movies.
Yeah.
Like immediately.
I think part of it has to do with, I always thought, and it's the same thing that Eddie Murphy once said, that he started doing family films because he started having kids and he wanted his kids to be able to see his films. So he went away from doing raunchier stuff and R-rated comedies to like, let me just do these family films like, you know, Dr. Dolittle. So I thought that was probably Adam Sandler's mindset, but it's like finding out how young his kids are is like, no, I don't know why you've been doing this. But like, I mean, I don't get it.
It'd
like,
be different if he made like a Spy Kids or something.
Sure, which would be cool. But it, like, I mean, the grown-ups movies, that's the thing. These movies make so much money. Yeah. Grown Ups, which sits currently at a staggering 6%, I believe. Oh, I'm sorry. Grown Ups 2 has a 7% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think Grown Ups 1 has something close to that. But it grossed over $100 million. Like, his movies make insane amounts of money. And here's the other thing that I do not understand. He gets Al Pacino to be in Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
And it's just horrifying. He gets Susan Sarandon to be in That's My Boy.
They are retroactively taking back Oscars from those people because of those movies. Like, I'm just putting it out there. Like, he doesn't have an Oscar for Sin of a Woman anymore. That now belongs to Denzel Washington for Malcolm X.
Good.
So it's just,
you mean so everything is as it should have been? Yeah. We're in that flashpoint?
I really feel like his films, I don't know why he gets people to I just feel like it's that thing where people always talk about he just gets his friends together and they just go on set and they just laugh and have these jokes that are inside to them and they think are hilarious, but the rest of the world's like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
I think that's exactly what it is. I think he gets these big people to come in. He's even admitted, like, I for sure, make sure I put my movie somewhere so I am also on vacation while I'm making this movie. Grown Ups 1 and 2 is very clearly just, I want to hang out with my bros and we all get paid and it's a paid vacation. And so I feel like if you are an Al Pacino or a Susan Sarandon or anyone else who's been in his movies, if someone came up to you, if someone came up to you and pitched it as like, hey, we're going to make this movie, you're going to be paid very well, it's going to do very well at the box office.
Oh, yeah.
It might not do well critically, but it's going to basically be like you're on vacation just hanging out with a bunch of funny dudes. You might say, after a couple of bummer summer movies you've done, that maybe it would be nice to have a break.
How about this? Just make a documentary about them making the movie and the fun they have, and I'll watch that instead of the actual movie that they make. Like, that's what, like, their adventures on set sound so much better than what I get on screen. Like, why can't I just show us you guys hanging out?
That's
let me see that.
Featurettes.
Yeah, like, for real. Like, the featurettes are more entertaining than the movie. You're like, wow.
And it's not like he's the only one that does that. That's also what all of the Ocean's movies were. And of course, they were really good.
It was great.
Yeah, but they had great writing.
Yeah, but that's also a Soderbergh movie.
Exactly.
Like, I need to see Sandler step it back up. And that's, so I was driving into Screen Junkies today and I drove past a Sandy Wexler poster, which is one of the new movies he's doing for Netflix. And I said to myself, who is watching this? And as I came in, I do love me some Henry Winkler. Yeah. And it's nice to see that he's getting work thanks to Adam Sandler. But when I got into work, I was talking to Paris and I was like, who sees these films? Yeah. And what we were saying is there's no way to know like who watches them because Netflix keeps all their numbers so hidden. Yeah. But apparently they're doing well enough that now he's going to do these like 8 movie runs.
I just feel like that's part of Netflix's MO. If something goes horribly bad, they can just say, oh, well, it's our most watched thing ever, or most people are watching this, or it has this number. It's like, we don't have any way to prove that or see that that's true. So like they can just say that. So I just don't, a lot of Netflix content just comes up. You see it first thing pop on the screen. You're looking for something to watch, and it's there. Oh, let's just give it a click. So I figure there's a lot of people that watch it that way. But just like, who is like actively sitting at home like, oh, I can't wait to this new Netflix Adam Sandler? Like, I don't think that's a thing that people do.
And you know what? Hate watching still counts as watching. Yeah, that's still a thing. So for the people who are like, I'm just gonna get high and we're gonna watch this dumb movie. Those still count as numbers. Those are still numbers.
So. Those are still numbers. And I mean, like you said, it is the most watched thing, sort of like how Iron Fist is the most watched thing. The hate watching is definitely coming into a possibility. But like I said, like his movies do so well overseas. And then when you think about like his stand-up, now you have to go back to the 90s for his stand-up comedy specials. Like, but he's been nominated for Grammys. He was certified platinum. He sold over 2 million copies of something. Did he just stop caring? Is it like the Johnny Depp thing? It's like, I got the money to go buy the island. I don't need the product to be good anymore.
Yeah, there's a reason he's a thing. Like I said, people forget like he was really funny on SNL. Like he is a really funny stand-up. Like he does have some really great movies. But like you said, it's just at a certain point, you just get fat and happy. And it's really hard to be, funny when you're rich. That's another thing about it. Like just the struggle is kind of what makes comedians, and just like, what does he have to struggle for?
No, totally. I mean, this is like when Jay-Z started rapping about Tom Ford. It's like, I preferred you when you were rapping about selling crack on the corner. Not that selling crack is a good thing, but the music was better. When all you can rap about is like Tom Ford, you kind of lose your edge.
That's why Dr. Dre sells headphones now.
Yeah.
Like, you get that headphone check. That's why 50 Cent has Smart Water. Like that's what happens.
Formula 50 is delicious.
So good.
So we need Adam Sandler to either like create a water, sell some Ciroc vodka, something, like find another side project. But if we were to go back, give me a favorite Sandler movie. Like when you think of his movies and you're like, oh, I'm gonna watch a Sandler movie, what would you watch?
It's somewhere between The Wedding Singer and Big Daddy, and just Big Daddy for me is like right around the like time that I had my daughter, and it just like made me just think of just being a parent and what that's like, and just like being with her and raising her. So that always has like a little sweet spot for me. And then just Wedding Singer, just because it's funny. It's just like it's like a good movie. I will go to bat for that movie. It's such a great movie.
Yeah. You caping for Wedding Singer?
Yeah, hard.
No, Wedding Singer is also one that I like. I can still, even though parts of it make me cringe now, I can still watch The Waterboy. And I think just you think about like how much I enjoyed it when I was like probably too young to be watching it. And it's got that Fairuza Balk.
I love me some Fairuza Balk.
Yeah.
Love her.
Love her.
Yeah, for me, I got to go with Paris. I mean, although I do love Waterboy starring Riverdale's Cole Sprouse. I love The Wedding Singer. I do, and that gives me a lot of happy memories. And he has SNL, man. I loved his stuff on SNL, but we want to know, what is your favorite Sandler film? Let us know in the comments below. You can tweet us at SJ News. Make sure to like and subscribe, and of course, you can always click here for more Screen Junkies news. See you soon.